Here, in the wild and mysterious heart of the Olympic Peninsula, we witness an extraordinary migration. Emerging from their native habitat, the cozy suburbs of Canada, two specimens of the genus middle-aged motorcyclist bravely set forth. Lured by the siren song of adventure, and perhaps the faint aroma of ibuprofen. These remarkable creatures navigate treacherous terrain, searching for the perfect blend of rugged wilderness and reliable Wi-Fi. With reflexes slightly dulled by age, yet spirits rekindled with dreams of youthful exploits, our intrepid duo embarks. Will these humble Canadians master the trails before nightfall? Or will they fall victim to sore knees, questionable navigation, and endless discussions about fuel mileage and tires? Join us, dear viewer, as we follow their bold and slightly misguided journey into the heart of the Olympic wilderness. Here, in their natural habitat, we find the adventure motorcyclists of British Columbia preparing meticulously for their imminent journey.
John and I are heading to the Olympic Peninsula next week, and naturally, John's rear tire is totally shot.
This tire I put on 4 weeks ago, and I've ridden about 7,000 kilometers on it. Yeah, not gonna cut it for the Olympic Peninsula. Look, we grew a brand new tire. What a beauty.
Watch carefully as John approaches the tire change with the practiced ease of a seasoned craftsman. His hands a blur of confidence and precision. One might believe changing a tire is a meditative ritual rather than mechanical necessity.
These are my overpriced brass balancing weights, reusable. We'll see how many I lose of them on the trip. I got my new tire on. I think I just got a pack and I am good for the trip. What do you have to do to your bike to get it ready, Colin?
Just, put a whole new clutch in it.
Okay.
It'll be, yeah,
And when's that clutch arrive?
Tuesday, and we leave Thursday. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Yeah, it'll go smoothly, I'm sure.
It would not be fine, nor go smoothly. You see, Colin had yet to face a frightening reality. Finally, washing his bike.
I like how you're only cleaning the exact area you have to work on.
We just did an oil change on this last week, so we're trying to save the oil. So we drained the coolant out. Now we're gonna crack the case and take this bad boy apart.
With time slipping mercilessly away and tension mounting, will he succeed under this relentless pressure?
For a clutch that's so new, it's just weird that it's slipping so early, right?
What's up, Colin?
So we've replaced the clutch, and as I was lubing the clutch cable this morning, I noticed that the sheathing is torn up, and then
Over the next few minutes, Colin would attempt to explain with a series of sexually suggestive hand gestures that the clutch cable is pinched, and there are no replacement cables available in North America. Fear not, dear viewer, for the Canadians brewed a solution that would make Red Green proud.
So we couldn't source cables, so instead I went in and cut the sheath, took a Dremel, cut the little metal rings off so that the cable could slide freely, and then duct taped the top and the bottom together with clutch springs to hold it all.
Truly a remarkable demonstration of genius-level intellect. What could possibly go wrong? In another display of genius, the Canadians can't possibly go wrong. Observe closely. The rider, clad in the legendary armor of Joe Rocket Canada. Notice the elegance of design, seamlessly blending durability with impeccable style. Each garment whispers promises of comfort, protection, and perhaps even mild envy among their peers. Indeed, Joe Rocket Canada, the choice for adventurers who understand that while fortune favors the bold, survival favors those dressed for the occasion. After countless moons dreaming of adventure and fiercely debating whether packing a coffee grinder might somehow be wiser than a spare tire tube, the long-awaited migration day is here. Our brave Canadians are united by excitement, curiosity, and a mild case of seasickness. Like wildebeest on the Serengeti, these peculiar creatures surge forth from the ferry, joining migrating motorcyclist herds. Watch their distinctive gait. Part swagger and part stumble as they explore unfamiliar American terrain. Driven by instinct, enthusiasm, and stunningly questionable judgment, they traverse perilous landscapes, gravel roads, and worst of all, spotty cell reception. Late afternoon reveals a campsite with breathtaking views, worthy of poetry, or at least a decent Instagram post. Tragedy strikes. The Wi-Fi is woefully inadequate. Undaunted, our determined adventurers press onward, stubbornly chasing the elusive harmony of rugged wilderness and 5 bars of Wi-Fi, blissfully unaware of the precarious state of their duct tape repairs, tire pressures, and dwindling fuel supply.
And I got a flat tire. So I have a 21-inch tube. We tried to patch the tube, but my patches are old. So I carry a spare 21-inch tube with me because you can run a 21 both in the front and back in a pinch. So we got the 21 in the rear. Gonna take it pretty easy from here on out. And then yeah, I'll just run on the 21 until we get home.
After a day best described as a relentless tango of mechanical misfortune and fading optimism, the weary adventurers began to wonder if their dream of a campsite with the mythical balance between rugged wilderness and the divine luxury of a cell signal was merely a cruel mirage. But just as hope teetered precariously over the cliff of despair, nature, ever the drama queen, seemed to whisper, "Hold my glacier water." There, perched majestically atop the mountain range, revealed like the holy grail of millennial explorers, a campsite. A beacon of both Instagram-worthy sunsets and precious bars of cell reception. Answering the ancient question, if one camps atop a mountain and cannot post a selfie, did it really happen? And so, with mechanical beasts tethered and tents pitched triumphantly beneath a cosmic blanket embroidered with stars, our weary heroes succumbed to exhaustion's gentle embrace. A new morning dawns, but tranquility proves fleeting. The serene mountain air shatters abruptly, pierced by the aggressive hiss of a jet boil and the merciless grinding of metal. Tensions rise. Is violence imminent? Yet behold, with characteristic grace and diplomacy, the Canadian skillfully disarms his simmering companion.
There you go.
Crisis masterfully averted. Peace and breakfast can now safely resume.
Last night we were just falling asleep. Colin goes, "Hey John, "Hey John, I think there's something by our tents." I was like, "Oh, we got bears." So I slowly unzip my tent, and I do hear this creature walking around, sniffing. And it was a little tiny dog.
Listen, as a guy
And that was roughly as long as John managed to feign interest in Colin's overly detailed explanation. After suitable harassment and, perhaps, just a bit of cheerful mockery, the Canadians resumed their adventure, blissfully unaware of the countless misadventures still awaiting them down the road. The journey, it seems, was far from finished.
We're going over a bunch of landslides, a lot of pea gravel, a lot of really loose stuff. We've been bush bashing. I've had a couple spears go try and force their way through my boots. Yeah, we're pretty low on fuel, or I'm pretty low on fuel, so I'm hoping that we can make it out of here in one piece.
Their tanks dangerously low and retreat no longer an option. Ahead loomed their final challenge, a narrow goat path, scarcely wider than a pair of trembling handlebars, hugging the mountainside with cruel indifference. Rocks crumbled ominously beneath their tires, the abyss below hungrily awaiting a single slip. Then suddenly it appears. A landslide, sprawling, menacing. An obstacle Mother Nature seems to have crafted to test their nerve. Each rider steadies their breath, hearts hammering in unison. Cautiously, they advance. Wheels skid on shifting rubble. Tires fight desperately for grip. A wild wobble, balance nearly lost. Yet, in a moment of sheer grit, or perhaps blind luck, equilibrium returns. Shaken but relentless, they push forward. As anxiety gives way to relief, the jagged horizon reveals a comforting sight. The humble glow of a fuel station.
So, where are we at, Colin?
Gas station, thank God.
Salvation is theirs. Adventure, for today, conquered. Our riders can now return to Canada with heads held high and dust in every crevice, having achieved the ultimate goal of all adventure motorcyclists. Stories. Glorious, ridiculous, hard-earned tales that echo the reckless spirit of their youth. Tales of breakdowns, breakthroughs, and barely making it moments, destined to grow more heroic with each retelling. Their bikes may be battered, but their legend is just getting started.